Close this page if you already have an amazing, wonderful, loving marriage with all the passion and fun you could possibly want, and a wife who loves and adores you every moment of every day. If you don't have that yet, keep watching. You're about to learn the best-kept secrets that the marriage counseling industry and the so-called relationship gurus out there do not want you to know. Here's the truth. Marriage counseling has the lowest success rate of any form of therapy. That means that guys who sit down and work with the craziest, most disturbed, paranoid schizophrenics in the world get better results than your average marriage counselor who works on normal people. And yet there's a whole industry of marriage counselors who charge $200 to $400 an hour just to listen to couples talk about their problems. And here's another secret, and I really want you to listen to this one. Talk kills attraction. That's right. The more you talk, the more you argue, the more you apologize, the more you grovel, the more your wife's attraction for you dies. Believe it. So while you're burning through money in the marriage counselor's office, you're pouring ice-cold water on your wife's attraction for you. Now look, maybe this isn't the first website you've seen that claims to be able to save your marriage. But I'll bet you anything you want that every other website you've seen is either made for women, by women, or by a man who couldn't get a woman if he tried. This page is different. The secrets you're going to learn here have been discovered by men for men. Regular guys just like you have seen their marriages transformed, not by groveling and begging, but by tapping deep into their wife's most primal, irresistible, and biological instincts. See, guys, it's not about talking. It's not about making up. It's about attraction. Women are emotional creatures, and they are biologically programmed to follow their attraction. If you don't know how to reach into your wife's subconscious and flip the secret switches that cause her to feel massive attraction, then all the marriage counseling in the world ain't going to help you. That's what this system is about. My name is Michael Cross. I've spent the last 10 years interviewing, studying, and modeling the 1 or 2% of husbands with amazing marriages. I spent countless hours studying these guys in detail to find out just what it was they knew that gave them this power to make their wives so crazy about them. I'm talking guys whose wives are thinking about them, fantasizing about them, and working to make them happy 24 hours a day. What I found shocked me. Now, if that doesn't sound like your marriage, it's not your fault. The only difference between those guys and you is knowledge. They know the secrets that I'm about to reveal to you, and once you know them, everything in your marriage will change. But here's the catch. You have to act fast. If you found your way to this site, chances are the trouble is already brewing in your marriage. Every day that goes by, every moment that you let slip past without this knowledge takes you one step closer to divorce court. Women are fickle creatures, guys. You have no way of knowing when the next fight is going to be the last fight. Please don't have even one more conversation with your wife until you hear what I have to say. See, I've been where you are. Before I did my research, my marriage was a shambles. I tried the marriage counseling and the heart-to-heart talks. I tried apologizing. I tried to be understanding. I tried to be the best husband in the world. But it seemed like everything I did only made my wife get more and more distant. Our sex life basically vanished. I was the perfect, sensitive, understanding husband, and every day my wife was getting less interested. Something had to be wrong. My wife and I went to the Natural History Museum in New York City to spend one last day together to try and salvage something before we called it quits. Of course, we had another fight and she stormed off. So there I was alone, surrounded by all these exhibits. Each of them depicted a different scene of what life was like 10 or 20,000 years ago in the ancient world. At that moment, the big secret hit me over the head. A simple secret. A secret so profound that it has saved thousands of marriages and countless cultures all over the world. A secret that has turned things around for couples who were separated, suffering through infidelity, or even already on the road to divorce court. A secret that saved my marriage and can save yours too. Here's the secret. Your wife may have the brains, attitudes, and beliefs of a 21st century woman, but when it comes to her sex drive, she is a cave woman. That means that if you want to make your wife love you from the deepest parts of her soul, you have to start by tapping into the animal desire that's deep inside her. I'm talking about flipping those switches that all women have that instantly create mouth-watering, pulse-pounding desire for you. When you have the power to flip those switches at will, your wife will move heaven and earth to be with you. She'll see you as the king of her life and the master of her heart. There's not a marriage counselor on this planet who can make your wife feel that way. Only you can do that. Look, guys, your wife is dying for a man to put her into that state. It's why they watch those cheesy romantic comedies and read those ridiculous romance novels. It's because they need to feel massive, insane amounts of passion in their lives. They are biologically programmed to chase that feeling wherever it leads them. If you don't make your wife feel that way, someone else will. Now look, all that is easy to say, but the fact is that putting women into that state is an art form. It's a skill. But here's the good news. Anyone can learn it. You don't have to be James Bond or Casanova. In fact, you're in a better position than either of those guys because you are the one she has promised to love for the rest of her life. Guys, she wants you to make her feel this way. She's dying to feel this way. All you need to do is stop giving your wife what you think she wants and start giving her what she really needs. Massive, heart-pounding attraction to the man of her dreams. The Your Marriage Savior system will teach you exactly how to do that. Here's what you get. 4 giant manuals that explain exactly how to reach into your wife's subconscious and flip those attraction switches that will set her sex drive on fire. I will teach you exactly what to do and exactly when to do it. By the end of just the first 2 chapters, you'll have a better understanding of women than 999,999 out of a million guys. You will be that guy who really gets women. The second manual is where things really get cooking. You'll learn how to install yourself as the leader of your relationship so that you are the one who's deciding where things go, not your wife. That means no more reacting to all of her moods and emotions. You will be firmly in the driver's seat. You'll learn exactly how to recognize exactly when your wife is testing you and pass those tests with flying colors. And the best part of all, you'll learn how to turn every argument and every fight into passionate, mind-blowing sex that brings you closer together and builds the heat between you. Not only that, the system comes with 2 full-length audio CDs with the most advanced and sophisticated neuroconditioning exercises on the planet to make the changes in your marriage 100% automatic. See, guys, I don't just lecture you on this stuff like some college professor and then walk away. I actually open up your mind and install this material for you so you don't even have to think about it. It just happens all by itself. And finally, you'll receive an exclusive, VIP, customers-only email address to contact me directly. Write to me about any questions or concerns you have about your marriage, and you'll receive a detailed response within 24 hours. I know you have your own questions about your own situation, and my staff and I will immediately respond to any email you send us. You get all of that, plus 3 or 4 bonuses I won't even tell you about here. This system has already worked for men all over the world, and it'll work for you too. I want to share with you an email I just got today from a guy named Jake Conrad. He wrote, "Since I started using your system, especially the audio exercises, my wife's whole response to me has changed. Even the women at my workplace are asking me what I've been doing. They say there's something different about me. One of them even mentioned an aura. Thanks for waking up my sleeping lion." T. Vasquez writes, "Not only were the manuals filled with great information, but there were things I couldn't believe I hadn't thought of before." Guys, the thing to remember as you consider this is that your wife already loves you. She fell enough in love with you to walk down the aisle with you and promise to be yours forever. This system is going to enable you to rekindle that passion you used to have and then kick it up to the next level. And the great part about all this is that it won't be luck. You'll understand exactly what's happening in your relationship and why. And you'll be empowered to step up and be the one calling the shots. The system is built on biology and the basic drives and instincts that make us human. That's why it's worked for men on 5 continents. Your culture doesn't matter. Your religious beliefs don't matter. Think of it like a world-class treadmill. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or a Muslim or from Africa or Australia. If you jump on that treadmill, you're going to lose weight. And guys, I have to tell you, this process is fun. It's a hell of a lot more fun building attraction in your wife than it is sitting in marriage counseling talking about your problems. And when you use this system, those problems become so much easier to deal with. Instead of dealing with them in a climate of resentment and hostility, you're dealing with them in a climate of passion, love, and rediscovering each other. Believe me, it makes it so much easier. So what's the catch? Well, here it is. The system isn't free. If you've been around online, or if you've looked at other websites, you know there are a million products out there offering to solve all your problems for just $37. Well, if they could solve the problems they claim to, they'd be a lot more expensive than $37, wouldn't they? When you see something that promises to save your marriage for $37 or even $67, it's basically a guarantee that it doesn't work. That guy or girl is hoping you'll buy their system, not expect very much, and then when it doesn't work, you'll be too lazy to ask for a refund. This system is the opposite. If you want real results, you have to be willing to pay for them. But let's consider what's at stake here. Tens of thousands spent on marriage counseling and divorce attorneys. The heartbreak of shared custody and not being able to spend time with your own kids. The loneliness and grief of having to find your own place to live away from your kids. Please don't look back on this a year from now and think, man, I should have done that when I had the chance. The average divorce costs $20,000 on the low end. And if you're doing well financially, or if you own your own business, or if you have money put away, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars gone. Take everything you own and chop it in half. Then take your half and give half of that to the lawyers. What's left? About 25% of what you got now. How much would it be worth to you to avoid all that and instead have me hand you a golden passport to a totally renewed, passionate, restored marriage? Well, we already know a divorce is going to cost 20 grand at a minimum. How much did you spend on your engagement ring? 10,000? 5,000? 2,000? What about 400? That's the price of 1 hour of a good divorce lawyer's time. And trust me, if you're not going to get this system and you're going to risk divorce, you're going to want the best lawyer money can buy. What about 300? That's the cost of one session with a marriage counselor who's halfway decent. And remember, there's no marriage counselor on the planet who's willing to make you a guarantee like the one I'm about to make you. You could go to 10 sessions and spend $3,000, and if you get divorced, sorry, they don't do refunds. Well, look, I'm not going to charge you $20,000. I'm not even going to charge you $5,000. I'm not even going to charge you $19.97, even though if I did, it would still be an incredible steal. I'm not going to charge you $9.97, which is what I sell this course for offline. I'm not going to charge you $400 like a good divorce lawyer or $300 like a so-so marriage counselor. You can own the Your Marriage Savior system today and download the whole thing straight to your hard drive immediately for just $197. That's less than an hour with a good marriage counselor or a phone call with a top divorce lawyer. And believe me, guys, if you don't let me turn this ship around for you now, before it's too late, the expenses and the heartbreak you'll go through will make $197 seem like $5. And unlike a divorce lawyer or a marriage counselor, I'm prepared to guarantee that this system will work for you. Try my system risk-free for 60 days. If at any point in time you're not completely thrilled with the system, just shoot me an email and I'll refund every last penny you paid for it. No questions asked, no hard feelings. Look, guys, if you try my system and it's not for you, no problem. I'll give you an instant refund. But when it does work, imagine all the joy a loving, restored marriage will give to you and your family. Saving your marriage is the greatest gift you can possibly give yourself, your wife, your kids, and your marriage. If that's not reason enough to do it, then I don't know what to tell you. Step up, be a hero, and save your marriage. Your wife, your kids, your sex drive, and your bank account will thank you for it. So now you just have one question left to ask yourself. Are you going to be just another one of the 50% of married guys who couldn't work it out? Or are you going to be one of the very, very few men who has a wife who loves and adores him every moment of every day?